Witchcraft. It is defined by the practice of or belief in magical skills and abilities. To many people in Western cultures, witches are a fictional yet iconic part of Halloween and are characterized by either being mysterious or malevolent. Witchcraft isn't as simple a concept as many believe it to be. It is a complex and multifaceted combination of spiritual and religious beliefs that varies greatly between practitioners. Many of these preconceived notions we hold surrounding witchcraft stem from the laws written down in the Old Testament of the Bible, which has made its way into our culture over the centuries. Whether or not magic is real is a question for another episode. However, witchcraft and magic have been used as a source of religion, medicine, and divination for about as long as humans have been around. The popularization of Abrahamic religion and their focus on the battle between good and evil made it so that witchcraft was characterized as being inherently bad and associated with worshiping the devil. As an obvious result of this came scapegoating, torture, and many deaths on a large scale. This is especially true in Protestant Europe, where witch hunts were used as a way to weed out undesirables from the population and having a means to justify it. After all, as it says in Exodus 22:18, "Thou shalt not suffer the witch to live." Most popular in America are the famous witch trials in Salem, Massachusetts, which took place between 1692 and 1693. Such trials were commonplace all over New England at the time, and it was literal mass hysteria. The very first accusation of witchcraft as a crime in America were of husband and wife Hugh and Mary Parsons. They accused one another of witchcraft after the death of their child in 1645. Altogether, in the classical period of witch hunts reaching from early modern Europe to colonial America, there is an estimated death toll of 35,000 people, reaching up to possibly 100,000 executions. Of course, this wouldn't be very spooky of the Spooky Sam Show if we didn't cover the executions in more detail. Most notorious are stories of witches being burned at the stake, although hangings were also popular. As previously mentioned, witches were also tortured. For example, a man in the Salem witch trials was crushed to death under stones for refusing to enter a plea. It is notable that witch hunts were used as an obsessive way to rid populations of undesirables. Anyone someone held a grudge against, was a societal outcast, or could be misunderstood as evil in any way, was fair game for witch hunts. Most victims of witch hunts were women, the elderly, people with disabilities or chronic illnesses, homosexuals, or any other group of marginalized people. And of course, though the tone of this episode has been in the past tense, witch hunts still occur to this day in societies where belief in witchcraft and magic are still prevalent. Modern cases result in members of the community being outcast, starved, or murdered. In Western society, where the general belief is that magic isn't real, there has actually been a resurgence of practitioners of witchcraft in the modern era. This is partially due to the Wiccan religion, which gained popularity in the early 20th century. Wicca is a nature-based religion which focuses on the natural powers of the universe and the magic that exists within them. Although not all Wiccans practice the craft, and not all people who practice magic are Wiccans, it is fair to say that the numbers of both have increased dramatically. This could be due to the fact that since magic is generally perceived to not be real, that witches in modern society are not viewed as a threat. As previously stated, witchcraft and magic have existed for a very long time. Although it's very likely that malevolent magic did exist, the practice of witchcraft was not considered evil until Abrahamic religions equated it with the devil and devil worship. Therefore, the persecution of witches that takes place today and throughout history is a result of this major shift in how we view magic. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Spooky Sam Show. If you liked what you saw, please feel free to subscribe for more. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments below.